TBT in the Bluegrass State is all tied up at one game apiece as the Louisville alums take out their rivals from UK in a bid to move on for the $2 million prize. And in a rivalry that divides houses, there are not just good old-fashioned bragging rights on the line, but plenty of emotion as well. Don't go anywhere. It's Game 3, an alumni version of the Battle of the Bluegrass, and it starts right now. It all comes down to this. We welcome you to historic Memorial Coliseum in Lexington, Kentucky for the decisive Game 3 between the Louisville alumni, the Ville, and the Kentucky alumni, LaFamilia. An update on the alumni side of the bracket later tonight. Over on FS2, Kansas can be eliminated by Kansas State. K-State got the win last night. Another doubleheader tomorrow. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our coverage from Lexington. Bob Rathman, Mike Bray, great to have you with us. Since we joined you at Freedom Hall on Monday night, the composition of these two rosters has changed drastically. Let's start with Kentucky. They ended that loss to Louisville with just 7 players healthy enough to compete. They needed reinforcements, and the former Wildcat, Archie Goodwin, answered the call. He's here and will start.
And he comes at a great time because they need a lift. There's no question. This was their leading scorer in the 2025 TBT, and he's got to put up numbers. They also have to get back to defending like they did on this court in the first game.
Injury and illness has hit the Ville. David Johnson, Malik Williams, both out tonight. That puts a lot of pressure on Montrezl Harrell. Now, Mike, he delivered big time in Game 2, but he's going to see a lot of bodies tonight.
Well, they're coming at him tonight, but there's no question he imposed his will on the Kentucky front line. It was a runaway train, driving, posting. He was able to post up deep. They're going to run at him and double team him early, which means they're going to have to make some three-point shots because he's going to pass it.
And Louisville has shot less than 30% on threes in the tournament so far. So the matchup is set. The loser of this game is eliminated from TBT. The winner moves on to the alumni bracket semifinal coming up on Sunday. We'll be back. Starting lineups. Opening tip on FS1 from Lexington. We are back in Lexington for the Louisville-Kentucky game. It is an elimination game. The best-of-3 series is even at a game apiece. Starting lineups have been tweaked with all the injuries. Alex Matthews, Mike, who's had an outstanding tournament, moves into the starting lineup for Louisville.
Nobody deserves to be on the floor more than him. He has really injected life into this group, and he did it defensively in Game 1. He did it on both ends in Game 2.
And for the Kentucky alumni, Archie Goodwin, who 13 years ago led the Kentucky Wildcats in scoring as a freshman at 14 points a game. He's back in Lexington.
Well, they need him, and my biggest thing with him would be, can you get us 20 to 25 tonight? We got to put some numbers on the board.
Ed Crenshaw, Chuck Jones, Lars Murray are the officials tonight. We are ready for TBT. A big one tonight between these two arch rivals. Jalen Johnson.
How about these fan bases getting to get after each other for 6 straight days?
It has been front page news in these two cities. Ton of media coverage, both on TV, social media, and with the legacy media. And a jump shot as Mr. Harrell picks up right where he left off at Freedom Hall.
Well, gosh, you're going to live with that, a fadeaway jump shot. He didn't bury anybody. Willie Cauley-Stein's size does bother him a little bit.
This one's tipped but controlled. Goodwin with the pass to the corner, and a 3 from the corner by Daryl Morcell opens the scoring for LaFamilia.
One of the great portal pickups in the history of the TBT.
Jones comes off the screen. This is Jalen Johnson. His Louisville career spanned 14 to 17. Harrell in the corner against Cauley Stein. Matthews. That's a three.
What a great pass by Montrez. You know, he's so easy to play with. He's a big guy who's easy to play with and has a great feel for the game.
This one thrown away, and the ball belongs to the Ville.
They showed a little bit of a double team there, and then he shoots the fadeaway over a 7-1 guy. And then that's like draw dish, kind of like a guard, right? He's just got a really good feel, and you can play through him. The game comes easy to him, and he doesn't force the game. Great ball pressure by our guy Matthews right there. He is again causing the turnover.
The Ville in the first two games, 15 for 55 from three. That's 27%. But Matthews hit that first one, and he's looking to slide into an open spot. Harrell at the other side of the floor fires off. 5-3. The Ville on top early. Baseline for Morcell. And a foul.
Interesting, that last possession. It almost as if Cauley Stein's length and size going to play behind Montrez. When he puts it on the floor, they're starting to run at him a little bit. But he shot 2 fadeaways. He's only made 1.
Kentucky, in addition to injuries, Willie Cauley Stein only played 8 minutes on Monday night at Freedom Hall. They also fought a lot of foul trouble. Here's a follow shot that's good. Sort of a circus shot by Joseph Lewis to make it 7-3.
Great activity on that offensive board, as we talked about throughout this tournament. Such a principle now, crashing the offensive board, not worrying about defensive balance as much.
Andrew Harrison has led LaFamilia in scoring in the series. He's averaging 16.5, and he's at 43% on threes. But Matthews is sticking to him like Velcro. And a foul is called on Jalen Johnson. Here's that follow shot a second ago.
He kind of passed to himself. I don't think it hit any rim. But the ability to kind of get to the backboard and keep your nose on the ball, huge.
Maynard Bell. Harrison baseline. Lost the handle because he was fouled. That's a reach in on Alex Matthews, 24 years old.
Such a great principle. Ball reversal. They actually move the ball and then drive. And you've got the defense shifted. He attacked Matthews on a closeout whose feet weren't organized, and he had to foul.
Andrew Harrison 2 years ago in Louisville hit the Elam ender that knocked the Ville out. It was single elimination back then. This year, the alumni teams are all playing a best-of-3 series. Who will be the hero when we get to the Elam ending tonight?
Starting to call these Kentucky, like they got a 6'5" club. Like they're 6'5" guards and Willie. And then they just switch everything, and they've got size and strength.
Chris Jones. The Memphis product. Corner 3 for Lewis. Into the lap of Cauley Stein. And in the lane, behind the play, we have a foul coming. And this will go to Chris Jones.
We talked about Louisville having to make some from behind the arc if they're going to get it done. They've just got to shoot it better. The law of averages says they should this game, but they're going to have to make a couple to get out of here tonight with a win.
Here's Archie Goodwin, a TBT veteran. This one long, and the rebound corralled by Jones in the corner. Dribble handoff for Lewis. Jones back to Lewis. Shot clock at 10.
How about these 6'5" guards just opening up their stances, and there's no room.
Jones will rock back and fire the three.
That is a tough shot. But that's a man who's made that many times in his career.
We saw game one on this floor, Mike, and this one starting like that one was played out. Not many touches for Harrell in the post. The defense on the wings for Kentucky was outstanding as Mr. Morcell comes up with the baseline jam.
Great baseline cut.
At the same time, Louisville's kind of playing the same way they played in game one.
They are, and you know, again, Montrez kind of fits in and, you know, kind of picks his spots. And they're very, very aware of him. There's no question about it. They're just aware of him.
Matthews, right to the cup. Batted out, though. Second chance opportunity for Harrell. He'll take the three. And we've got a foul coming on the Kentucky alums. This will be charged to Andrew Harrison.
Just setting him up. How many times has he done this in the rec center, playing pickup, playing one-on-one, little step back? That's a man. It's kind of a men's league move now for him. And then Daryl Morcell with that baseline cut. That is such a great cut in basketball, and he can finish strong.
LaFamilia is going to go to the bench and get Sean McNeil and Chris Coffey. They come into the game. And for the Ville, Russ Smith makes his first appearance tonight. And Russ comes out firing.
Pretty good look on an out-of-bounds under for Russ.
Good one. Rebound, Louisville and Chris Jones. Lob underneath to Harrell. Through two defenders, powers up, tips it in.
Early post-up. He ran right down the middle of the floor. Chris Jones and him made eye contact, and he just buries the defense.
And a bump and run with Alex Matthews. Harrison had him on a hip. And not much Matthews could do to slow him down. A timeout with 3:50 to play, opening quarter. Hard feelings when these two teams get together, and it's apparent early in Lexington. We anticipate some chippiness tonight because that's what happens when these two teams get together, and TBT is no different. This is back at Freedom Hall 2 years ago as the Elam Ender went to Andrew Harrison. LaFamilia with the 9-point win, and then after the game was over, this is what happened under one of the baskets. And fortunately, cooler heads prevailed. That, Mike, was a single elimination night that night, so that knocked out the Ville from TBT. In the same situation tonight, an elimination game.
Kentucky winning at Louisville, right? That gets the juices flowing. I'm actually looking at our security depth on the baseline just to make sure we have the National Guard here, because it's going to get more and more intense each quarter.
Harrison, the hero, and back. Playing at his third straight TBT.
Let's think about Montrez has taken 4 shots, 2 fadeaways, a 3, and then he said, let me go bury a guy in the paint, because that's what I love to do.
LaFamilia with it out of the timeout. Lean in by Harrison. Coffey gives it back. Ollie Stein corrals, kicks, Coffey. Montrez the rebound. In the game here, Montrez had 12 points, 35 big ones in game 2. Lewis gives it back. On the flip to Russ Smith.
It's great action. And you think about it, Montrez knew their backs were against the wall in Freedom Hall the other night, so he's going for it right away in the low post. Tonight, he's almost kind of fitting in, kind of feeling it out a little bit, and I'm sure he's going to know when the light bulb needs to go on and post up even more.
Louisville alums by 5. Russ ball inside on LaFamilia. This is going to be on Chris Coffey.
How about that action, though? Russ hits Montrezl Harrell in the corner, little hand back, and a great look. Two guys that have played so much basketball, just understanding the game.
It was Carson Williams who got low-bridged by Coffey.
We talked about Williams. He told me the other day, he said, Coach, they wanted me to play football. And he may still have a future. Somebody may pick him up.
Lewis, long three is good. Lewis in the TBT in this series was 4 for 8 on threes in the first 2 games.
He does have a beautiful stroke, and he set that up kind of like Chris Jones did with a little bit of a step back.
14-6 in favor of Louisville. LaFamilia. Goodwin gets a shot. Missed the 3. Willie Cauley-Stein to Coffey. Morcell will drive and dish, and Cauley-Stein with the jam.
Ball reversal and attacking a closeout. Such a good principle.
Montrez over the top. Rolls it off the rim. Dunks the follow.
There's only one man that could have caught that post feed. That was an unbelievable catch. But his footwork and then power and feel for the game is so impressive.
16-8. Williams with the personal. Well, here's the action.
There's that ball reversal, and what a great dive and dish to Cauley-Stein. Now, I understand Archie Goodwin's trying to inject life and get these guys going, but you don't have to shoot your way into a rhythm. Move it a little bit. Move it a little bit. He finally get fouled. Get some good shots now. Every time they reversed the ball and drove it, they've gotten great stuff.
Now 31 years of age. Again, that Kentucky season here was 12-13. Coming off that McDonald's All-America season in Arkansas.
Scoring guys like that, you'd have to talk to them early if it wasn't going like, hey, remember, it's a long game. Relax a little bit. And what he's doing now, a scorer, at least he gets to the foul line and he sees the ball go in from the free throw line. That can open it up for a guy that has a, knack for putting the ball in the basket.
After his NBA run, Archie Goodwin's been playing internationally. Japan, all over the world. Quite frankly, 16-9 is the score. He'll get a breather.
6'5" guard goes out. A 6'5" guard comes in.
Team 6'5".
Showing zone. Showing zone.
Russ gets into that paint.
His stop-start is so beautiful, change of directions. First time we've seen the zone. Kentucky alums used it a lot the other night. Didn't help them much, but they're going to try and use it some again tonight.
Maynard Bell, short with the 3. Leaking out is Harrell. Montrez gets taken down on a foul.
Great leak out by Montrez. And how about the feel in the pass ahead? Yeah, he may have wrapped him up a little bit there.
James Maynard Bell committing the foul. You see it one more time from behind, and then the grab of the shoulder.
The left hand on the shoulder that's a flagrant. You can't grab the shoulder.
Made a solid play on the ball.
He did. He made a play on the ball, but once you grab something there when a guy is exposed in the air like that. And as soon as that happened, I was looking at our security on the baseline because both guys, Montrez turned him like, no, we're security. Great pass. Just a fabulous pass. And Montrez had a feel of kind of leaking out on the shot. That's just a veteran guy that felt there was no defensive balance and took off.
And Maynard Bell may have gotten the worst of it.
Yeah.
He goes slamming into the stanchion.
There are guys like that in basketball, and I think Montrezl Harrell's like that, where you know, they're just, you don't, they just hurt you. You know, they run through the lane and they bump you and you get a bruise. And I had guys like that. They'd hurt guys in layup lines. Like Jack Cooley would run into guys in layup lines. Like, oh.
Now this is taking a moment or two to decide. See Chuck Jones, Ed Crenshaw, Lars Murray all together.
After review, the defensive foul has been upgraded to a flagrant foul.
And it will be a flagrant foul 1.
That was absolutely administered the right way. I mean, he grabbed with that left hand.
We don't call that right now.
You got, absolutely. Totally agree. Great job. Yeah, he grabbed that, and as you heard, you probably overheard, he said, if we don't call that right now, it escalates to something crazy, and that's an official getting control of this thing early.
And after that announcement, we sent security to go get popcorn. Montrezl Harrell, 8 for 13 at the line in the series. Soft touch in that high arc. From Tarboro, North Carolina. Man, when he was coming along stronger than new rope, and nothing has changed.
You know, how did he escape the ACC recruiting? You know, you think about it, or at least the Tobacco Road recruiting, that is.
He went to Hargrave Military Academy. Ended up at Louisville in 2012. And a longtime NBA veteran, former 6th man of the year with the Clippers, played in over 500 NBA games. Smith from the corner. Boy, they are crashing a glass tonight, folks. And contact. Coffee is fouled. This will be on Joseph Lewis.
We love Coffey's energy in game 1. Not as much there in game 2. They need him to run and get on the offensive board and help defend Montrezl Harrell.
We still have 1:07 left in the opening period. Chris Coffey to the line. Louisville native. And one of the portal players that's helped Kentucky so much in the series. Played at Georgetown College in Kentucky from 15 to 20. TBT rules allow the alumni teams to add up to 4 portal players. Guys that are not alums of that school to play in TBT.
Allows those general managers to get creative and use their network out there.
Smith just lost the handle, but last touched by Kentucky. 19-10.
Let's watch this out of bounds under. They went a little screen the screener last time, but if you watch Montrezl Harrell, he's moving everybody around. He's got everybody moved around. He's getting them organized, sets a great screen, slips to the post. How about that? That's a clinic. That was a
right
clinic.
on his right hand.
That was a clinic.
21-10 the Ville. And a foul on the handoff. And this is going to be on Russ Smith. And McNeil holding his right wrist.
Look at how he sets up. I'm screening. No, I'm going to slip. And he just uses his strength to wedge Coffey out. But he didn't rush.
There's McNeil. He got pinched in that handoff when the foul was called. Came away grabbing his right wrist. Now makes his way to the foul line.
Well, they could really use him, show him to get going. He really jump-started them here and got some great looks. Now, they did a much better job on him behind the arc, chasing him off the arc in Freedom Hall the other night. And so far, so good. But all of a sudden, he can really change a game with his shooting stroke.
Played in the G League for the Cleveland Charge the last couple of seasons, making his TBT debut, and he buries the foul shot. 21-11. Smith. Williams couldn't handle the pass. McNeil. Cauley-Stein.
great throw ahead and look. And how about Willie Cauley-Stein? The steal, the throw ahead, and he keeps running the floor.
On that bad foot.
And we know that wheel is not feeling, that ankle's not feeling great, but he is giving it all tonight.
Corner three with 8 on the game clock. Rebounded by McNeil. Big possession here. Sean with 3. Sean puts it up and too long. And the horn sounds ending the first quarter. But he got a pretty good lean-in look.
Clean look.
And would have cut this thing to 5. As it is, it stands at 8. We're at the end of the first quarter in a deciding Game 3 from Lexington. And at the end of 1, it's the Louisville alums 21, the Kentucky alumni 13. LaFamilia and the Ville fans, show your TBT pride with official LaFamilia and the Ville merchandise. Shop now at thetournament.com and represent your team all tournament long. Bob Rath and Mike Bray back with you here in Lexington. We begin quarter number 2. A doubleheader here on FS1 and 2 tonight. Coming up next, Kansas and Kansas State. That's on FS2 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then tomorrow on FS1, Seton Hall goes to Syracuse, down a game, and New Mexico at Wichita State with the Aftershocks posting an impressive win in Game 1.
Kansas State and Syracuse looked darn good last night.
And we've got contact and a foul coming on Russ Smith.
The interesting dynamic with the Kentucky alums. Archie's here and he's handling the ball, but he wasn't the point guard in games 1 and 2. Morcell had the ball more, and he kind of really helped them get flowing a little bit.
Kentucky took just 12 shots in the first period, made 4 of them. Goodwin lost the handle and out of bounds. Turnover number 2 for the Kentucky alums. The Ville getting on the offensive glass too, Mike. They had 6 offensive rebounds and turned them into 9 second chance points.
They have really been crashing. Little entry set here. They kind of X off Montrez, and then he becomes like the point center up top.
Cauley-Stein the rebound of the Chris Jones miss. Neither team has been particularly warm from three-point land. Morcell will drive it. Feeds inside to Cauley-Stein. Back up top to McNeil. Take it away. Jones with the steal.
Clean strip. Good hands by Chris.
And we've got a foul underneath as Montrez was completely draped in the post by Khalil Whitney.
And you know, they fronted him, and so he's pointing, hit the high post, which is a great principle. Let's try and go high-low real quick. And, of course, they wrestled him, and he got the foul.
Smith missing. Goodwin rebounding. Kentucky needs a spark, Mike.
They do. They do. They're moving early. Get off it early. Yeah.
3 balls not been there for LaFamilia there. Now 1 of 7 from three-point land. And a reach in. Foul on Whitney.
There's that early post up. Montrez loves that habit, that technique. He beats everybody down the floor. He gets it deep. And when he gets the ball there, you got to foul him. I don't know what else you can do. Kentucky alums, we just got to move that ball. Their best possessions when they've made 3 or 4 passes. It's been 1 or 2 passes and a very degree of difficulty type of shot. And then Louisville's coming right back down on them.
Montrezl Harrell to the foul line for the Ville. You've been so complimentary of Montrez's footwork. And he's a guy, too, Mike, that does his work early.
His feel for the game, and you can tell all the basketball he's played, he's never rushed. He's got a great voice. He doesn't force the game. He gets other guys involved, and it's just wily veteran we're watching play this game. And then you add the physical presence that he has, and it's a heck of a combination in this tournament.
Averaging 23.5 in this tournament. The 35 he had at Freedom Hall Monday night was a new TBT career high for Harrell and a new Ville record for a single game.
And he was able to jump up on the press table and fire up the crowd when the buzzer went off.
I was looking for security.
I tell you what, he jumped right up in front of us. I think the table's coming down on us.
That's going to end up well for Morcell.
Great activity there. They're dying for buckets. Any way they can score. Get to the offensive board some, Kentucky.
22-15. Montrez with the screen. Lewis with the drive. And turns it over. Harrison picks it off. Cross court to Maynard Bell. Going up. Dishes. When everybody in the ballpark thought he was going to shoot it.
Tough. We threw ahead. We drove it. Maybe give it up a little earlier.
22-15. Montrez, there's that patience you were talking about. Jones to the corner. Matthews hit with a couple of fouls early, slices inside. And man, there's a lot of contact.
See if Kentucky can move it a little bit and change sides. Swing it.
3 minutes have elapsed in the second quarter. Harrison, short clock. Maynard Bell will drive the dish, and the reverse is good by Willie Cauley-Stein.
That's a heck of a finish with the left hand by Willie. But we got the ball to the other side of the floor, Bob, and something good happened then on a drive.
Lewis side saddle for two.
The old runner with arc.
24-17. Pick and roll with Cauley-Stein. Morcell right in front of the Ville bench. Stays in bounds. Harrison. Again, LaFamilia in a short clock and bailed out by Jalen Johnson. A ballet-style finish here by Willie Cauley-Stein.
How about great catch and then the left hand? Oh, beautiful. Poise, control, using the left, good footwork. Got to give Willie credit. He is hurting, and he's playing through it.
He's bounced back big. 6 points here in the first half. Had to come out of the game early in Freedom Hall Monday. 24-17. Morcell. No whistle. Matthews in transition. Matthews to the hole. Puts it in, and a blocking foul on Kentucky. This is going to be on Maynard Bell.
When Matthews squares those shoulders, and we saw it the other night, great, powerful finish, and been such a key guy for them. And he didn't play in the first half of game one. You know, they put him in when they were down 17 in game one. He started picking the ball up full court and gave them a chance to win it here. And ever since then, he's getting his minutes, and he started tonight.
14 points in Freedom Hall and had arguably the best dunk in TBT so far.
I had more guys text me on that. You know, that was an unbelievable finish.
Alex Matthews, 27-17. Morcell back to Goodwin. Kicks to the corner. Harrison. Keep in mind, Matthews has 2 personal fouls. You get 6 in TBT, but for the most part, we play under NCAA rules. Too tall for Matthews.
Pretty good look, though. Pretty good look, because Louisville has taken advantage of throwing ahead and some transition stuff and some early post-ups by Montrez.
4:20 left. First half. Harrison zigzags and scores.
Downhill drive, tough shot over length, and any points they can get. Actually, you know, they're down 8, but it feels like more. And to be hanging around and only down 8, Kentucky, you kind of take that right now.
Matthews. Rebound. Harrell for the jam. Again, offensive rebounding for the Ville.
Second chance points. Such a difference maker in the game.
Goodwin. Harrell clears over to Jones.
That one came in a pretty good rhythm by Archie Goodwin.
Arch 0 for 4. He's missed all 3 of his three-point attempts. Jones backs up. Cross court to Lewis. Shot clock at 7. Jones against Harrison. Can he pull the trigger? Knocked right back to him. Matthews for 3. And it's going to be LaFamilia's possession.
Begging for a replay.
A timeout and 3 minutes to go. Second quarter from Lexington. LaFamilia 29, the Ville rather, 29-19. Louisville 29, Kentucky 19. That's our score here as we approach halftime. The winner advances to the alumni bracket semifinals.
He's got the fadeaway. First buck now, he's gotten into the post. And his damage lately after jump shots early has been right like this, around the bucket, using his strength and physicality. But as we said, he's so easy to play with. He's their great voice on offense and defense. He politics with the official, as we're seeing right now. He just kind of tries to run the whole building. And he certainly did at Freedom Hall.
Yes, 12 points, 7 rebounds, as you saw a moment ago. Just could not tell on the replay the out-of-bounds call, so it stands with LaFamilia. How about that tip? Goodwin, wow.
Maybe that gets Archie Goodwin going a little bit, because he's really struggled. They've defended the heck out of him, and they're going to need him in the second half. There's no question about it.
On the bounce to Harrell. That's off his foot, out of bounds.
Tough one to handle. Low bounce pass. Tough one to handle for big fella.
2.5 to play. Second quarter. Morsell on the lob to Willie Cauley-Stein.
I'm telling you, Bob, I like when Daryl Morsell initiates the offense and some pick and roll early. He really sees the floor and passes and kind of distorts the defense.
Cuts it to 6. And the Kentucky faithful making some noise. Montrez. Double team. Knocked away. It's out of bounds to Kentucky.
There it was. The double team on the dribble. They came at him and really made him give it up.
For the most part, Monday night.
They did, no question. Willie standing behind him and using. Again, when he's got that ball to initiate stuff, I think good things happen.
Russ Smith working against Goodwin. Smith blocked from behind by Goodwin. Morsell feeds it to Archie. Goodwin taking it up on Harrell. No, out of bounds. They're going to give the ball to the Ville. Thankfully, everybody is okay down there. And I think we're going to have a coach's challenge for Kentucky.
Bodies on the floor is the theme with the TBT.
If you think it's physical now, wait till we get to the Elam ending.
The Elam is going to really bring it to a new level. You're right, Bob. But again, Kentucky's defense, Kentucky Elam defense lately, really good. active, flying around, and then they're off in transition. And Archie Goodwin has gotten involved defensively, and I think it's helped him offensively.
They are checking the replay for possession. 1:21 to go, second quarter. Let's see what we can see. Goodwin with the miss. And that's going to be out off Kentucky. I don't believe it hit a Louisville player out of bounds. I think it hit the hardwood first. Because the view from the top, I think, was the best look that we had.
Yeah, it did look like it hit. Yeah, it hit the end line, hit the floor before it hit Russ out of bounds.
What really frightened me, Mike, on that play was Russ going into the knees of Archie Goodwin.
Yeah, the athletic ability and some of the collisions in the transition stuff and on the offensive rebounding, really the whole tournament, has been not for the faint of heart. The TBT.
Exactly. An elimination game tonight. We've got an elimination game coming. Kansas later, K-State and KU alums head to head.
Got it. So there's where they can go back to before the out of bounds and see a foul. And Morcell pushed Russ in the back a little bit, and they picked that foul up, and it never even got to administering the out of bounds.
Second foul on Daryl Morcell. So the Ville will get it, and Alex Matthews plays it into Rusticulous. This is down to a 4-point game. Ville's biggest lead was 11. Another loose ball in the lane. Montrez gets rid of it. Matthews for three. Air ball.
Kentucky crowd, Kentucky defense, wide awake now to finish this half. Just a great spurt, and so needed by Kentucky because they were dying for some juice and some energy. It started on defense.
Archie Goodwin back at the point. He'll take it, kick it. Whitney in and out with the three. And then fouls Lewis at three-quarter court.
So you look at the Kentucky alum rotation with Goodwin back and playing major minutes. It really kind of jams up Whitney's minutes. And Whitney gave them great stuff in game one. And that's the tricky thing about being the head coach. You know, how are we going to divvy these minutes up and give everybody the right opportunity?
Lewis to the foul line. Kentucky with 5 team fouls now. And Lewis, who had 6 assists on Monday night in Freedom Hall, comes up short at the foul line. Jalen Johnson re-enters for the Ville. And Carson Williams goes out. Lewis, 33 years old. Played against the Ville for Cleveland State back in the day. That was November of 2014. And ends up transferring to close his collegiate career out with the Cardinals.
Let's see what Kentucky's called here, Coach. Brought Archie Goodwin over, and they called their set.
Well, Cauley Stein is in there. They're quite the pick-and-roll tandem. Goodwin goes across. Maynard Bell.
Great look.
Russ Smith the rebound.
Great look. Goodwin gets into the lane, kicks out for a clean three, and Louisville alums and Rusticulous grinding that clock down to hold for one. This should be fun.
Shot clock is off. Russ in the lane of the Giants. Tried to go to Montrez, and Maynard Bell knocked it away.
You see Montrez talking to him, throw it up. No more bounce passes. Put it up over the top, because it's tough down there. All those little guys can get their hands on it down there.
5 6/10 seconds. The Kentucky alumni fought back here late in this second quarter. Johnson, 2. Johnson for 3. And that's how the first half will end.
Kentucky's spurt gives them life, and it started with their defense. It started with their D.
The Ville led by as many as 11. The Kentucky alums cut it back to 5 at the break. Halftime in Lexington. Louisville 30, Kentucky 25. Third quarter about to begin here in Lexington with the Ville on top, 30-25. Bob Rathman, Mike Bray back with you. Montrezl Harrell coming in after that monster game in Freedom Hall on Monday with 35 points, and he did not show any signs of letting up in that first half.
He did not, and it's interesting because he started the game with 2 fadeaway jump shots. Here's the first one, and of course it goes in. And then he went back to the paint where he can take people's lunch money, you know, and he is beating on people and being physical. And I expect in this second half he's going to do that even more. For Kentucky, beautiful baseline cut by Daryl Morcell, and he's an energy guy for them. He gets stuff. How about this bounce right back up off the floor, and then as the point guard, which I love for Kentucky, he gets Willie Cauley-Stein on a roll and dunk.
First half numbers, Mike, neither team shot the 3-ball well.
No, and it's really streaky, you know, and no, I've not felt anybody's been in a good rhythm all series shooting the ball. So if somebody can get going here, it could be the difference.
The winner moves on. The loser is out of TBT 2026. And whichever team wins tonight, that team will host on Sunday afternoon in the alumni bracket semifinals. Montrez going in, but a reach around on Willie Cauley-Stein.
They start the second half with a set to get Montrez a low post touch. The game is not complicated, Bob, when you have a guy like Montrez.
Not a shooting foul. Lewis puts up a high arcer. Taken down by Morcell. And that is going to be a blocking foul on Russ Smith. Russ starting the second half.
Pretty good, yeah. Pretty good try. I mean, it's close. It's close, but he's leaning a little bit there. But you're right. They go with Russ right now. And you know what? I mean, this is deciding game. You can't save him.
Poked away by Matthews. 15 on the shot clock for LaFamilia. Good one. From 16, perfect.
Willie Cauley-Stein did a great job flipping the ball screen. And, you know, that maybe can get Archie going. Little 15-footer.
Morcell goes under the screen. Smith back out to Matthews. Boy, every possession counts right now. Backdoor cut into beauty, but no shot. Harrell from 15. Tip, Matthews.
None other than Matthews.
32-27. Goodwin starting to fail it now.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. It was only a matter of time. And he's going to have a great second half and score for them to get it.
Smith. Matthews. Lewis, the fake and fire. Sidestep 3. No. Rebound. Morcell. Goodwin. Feeling it now. Handles it on the wing. Looking for a little space. Morcell from the top. Kentucky alumni take the lead.
Big time ball screen by Cauley Stein, and Archie is in a rhythm and feeling good. And he looks so bad early, but you know what? The man is in a rhythm now.
First time Kentucky has led since it was 3-2. Russ Smith cross court to Matthews. Crowd a factor. Lewis rejected. Goodwin with the shot block and a foul on Louisville. Archie Goodwin.
Ball screened by Willie Cauley Stein, and 2 shots in a row in his rhythm. 15-footer, 3-pointer. Then he finds the open man in Morcell. Those two have come up in a good, clean rhythm, and that's why they went down.
Archie Goodwin playing for the second time for the Kentucky alumni team. And he is making an impact here at the start of the second half. Chris Jones defending. Stein. Open on the wing. Harrison.
Another good look, though, Bob, playing through the roller. Willie Cauley Stein is so good with the ball off the roll.
Matthews underneath, kicks it up to Jones. Matthews swings it. Kentucky, good help and recover.
Here's
Jones,
that
step back 3.
That longer shot clock that you talked about. You know, they got a little more time than I think they feel sometimes because they played with a 24-second clock.
Morcell, unstoppable on the baseline, and Louisville takes a timeout. 5:38 to play, third quarter, and the Kentucky alumni have come roaring back.
Daryl Morcell squares the shoulders in the lane. You're helpless.
Tonight, the summer of soccer rolls on with an MLS doubleheader right here on FS1. Coming up next, Charlotte FC takes on Atlanta United. And then at 10:30, it's LAFC against Real Salt Lake. Major League Soccer tonight on FS1.
Man, our soccer juices are flowing after that World Cup, aren't they? Woo.
Riveting.
God, that was good. I actually learned the rules by the second week. I got it now.
How many yellow cards would have you had coaching?
You know what? That's true. Maybe that would be before the technical. Give us a yellow card.
35-32 Kentucky. 25-11 run that bridges the second and third quarters. They dial up their main man. Doubled, got rid of it. Matthews, they repost. Harrell with the hook.
Willie Cauley Stein length really does affect him.
Goodwin, sidestep. Heat check for Goodwin.
Yeah.
Trying to get it to Harrell. Cauley Stein broke it up. Good hands by Harrison. Here comes Goodwin, and Harrison couldn't control it. It's out of bounds.
Let's tip our cap to Willie Cauley Stein because he could barely move on Monday night in Louisville. Now he's calling for a sub now, but he has been active, and his length has actually made Montrezl Harrell at least, and Coffey for him is a great substitution because Coffey just works so hard defensively.
Willie Cauley Stein, 8 and 6. Perfect from the field and really doing a fine job on Montrezl Harrell.
He wants to extend his career.
He has announced that this is it for him professionally after TBT. He does not want a loss on the home floor in his last game. Smith. Jones will drive and score.
Heck of a play by a smaller guard amongst the length in there, and he uses the left hand.
We get to the 4-minute mark of the fourth quarter, and that's when the Elam ending kicks in. Morcell using that strong body.
Well, one thing about Daryl Morcell, he kind of senses the momentum of the game and really wants to make big plays.
Matthews has his pocket picked by Goodwin.
Big-time defensive play. He kind of lined him up and just smoothly picked his pocket.
He got his wallet, his watch, the rings, everything.
Archie is sweating and feeling the rhythm of the game now.
3:40 left in the third. Williams sets the screen. Russ catch and shoot. The momentum has swung big time. Down the floor to Harrison. LaFamilia has built a 5-point lead, looking for more. On the cut.
Great cut.
Lay-in is good by Maynard Bell. The Ville is reeling.
Cutting off a post feed. Defense turns their head. Big time cut. Great pass. Needed timeout by the Ville.
Montrezl Harrell has not had a bucket since the dunk at 3:47 of the second quarter.
And a lot of that is Willie Cauley-Stein all over him. Really good. Great hands by Archie to kind of turn him.
41-34 Kentucky. 3:08 in the third. The one thing about momentum, Mike Bray, it knows no allegiance. It can switch benches at any time, and it's all Kentucky right now.
None at all. Great. Look, how about this pick and roll by Cauley? He refuses it. Goodwin refuses the ball screen. And then we talked about this. Daryl Morcell using his strength and size around the bucket and giving them great energy and lift. And right now this building is alive, and Kentucky is defending and feeling good.
And what a dramatic shift in the Kentucky offense. In the second half, you see 7 of 9. In the second and third quarters, 54% to the Ville's 24%.
We were waiting on somebody to make some shots. And right now, Kentucky has found a rhythm, and they're getting really clean looks because they're executing offensively. Trying to post up Montrez, and they got him.
Jones. In and out. Matthews the offensive rebound. Can he go back up? No, but he does find Jones at the top, driving. And the dish to Williams. Carson Williams.
Heck of a play.
County, Kentucky.
Heck of a play by Chris Jones, a guard. Jump stops, lays it off for the finish.
41-36. Harrison. Now to Sean McNeil. 2:15 in the third, 10 on the shot. Harrison, baseline cut for the jam for Whitney.
Harrison took advantage of the mismatch, felt he could really beat him off the dribble, and he did.
43-36, LaFamilia. Matthews into the paint. Got his own miss, zips it to Williams for the lay-in.
Great field and stay on the offensive board. Kentucky is confident offensively right now against the Louisville defense. Picking on mismatches, getting into the lane off the dribble, little stagger screen to get an angle, driving a closeout.
Goodwin, 10 on the shot clock. Matthews defending. Goodwin. Halfway in the pipe it out. Montrez down to the deck to get it. Jump ball. Possession arrow to Kentucky.
You know, if that one goes down by Archie against a great defender, I'm like, okay.
Willie Cauley-Stein back in now for the Kentucky alums.
Giving him great minutes tonight. And again, the length on Montrezl Harrell is a factor.
The Elam ending is coming up. Mike Bray, it's going to be a war.
This is, and we met Professor Elam at Freedom Hall. And he said, it took me 10 years to sell this. I said, that's unbelievable. It's just a great way to finish a game.
Morcell. Off the rim to Williams. Under a minute in the third. Jones turns a corner. Williams, no threat from out there. Gives it up and screens, and then a turnover. Russ Smith coughs it up.
Last two possessions, they're really picking on Carson Williams. They're almost trying to get that mismatch and trying to drive him. Let's see.
The Elam ending coming up. We shut the game clock off, set the target score by adding 8 points to the team in front, and we play to that number. Cauley Stein knocked out of there by Montrez, batted down by McNeil, ahead of the pack. Matthews, pump fake lay-in.
Okay.
Big bucket off the miss. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Sean McNeil puts up the runner, and that's the end of the third quarter.
Heck of a feel, and he hasn't really had any looks from the three-point line. Did a great job being a receiver after the pick and roll and shoots the runner.
We've come to the end of the third. The winner moves on. The loser goes home. It's 45-40. LaFamilia. Fourth quarter and the Elam ending next. Saturday night is baseball night on Fox, and this week the game's biggest superstars take center stage as the Dodgers battle Juan Soto and the Mets, or the Mariners take on the Rangers. Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox. 45-40, Kentucky leads Louisville as we go to the fourth quarter here. LaFamilia completely flipping this game, Mike.
Daryl Morcell's Baltimore's finest. Making shots, driving the ball, energy, strength around the bucket. We know he defends on the other end of the floor, but this is just strength as he gets to the lane and squares his shoulders up. And what a lift this young man has given them. I said one of the great portal pickups in the history of
Honorary Wildcat. If Louisville is to come back and win, they've got to get the engine restarted on Montrezl Harrell.
He is, Willie Cauley-Stein's length is bothering him. And for the first time, he looks a little fatigued.
McNeil. Cauley-Stein. Goodwin, open. Bucket.
Now, that's just good basketball. That's just beautiful. Instead of the pick and roll, Goodwin gives it up, comes back off the cut. That's just a feel for the game with two guys that have played a lot of basketball.
Lewis. The length of Goodwin forced him to put that one back in the holster. Jones connects. Big three for the Ville.
Needed that. Needed that. Jones is hurting a little bit, though. He tweaked something in the ankle in the first half, and he's hanging in. Goodwin and Cauley-Stein in a two-man game. They've been living on this right here. Pick and roll, dribble exchange, let him turn the corner, and then he's got length over the top.
And Williams got him on the arm.
Just beautiful action. We call that in Atlanta get action. You hit the big guy, but he kind of came back off it because the defense was cheating. And when he calms his feet, he's got a beautiful stroke.
And we talked earlier, that one spins out. Archie, a big-time TBT vet. This is 7th TBT. This is his 17th career TBT game.
He is a veteran. He's got size as a guard, and he's got wingspan, too. And that's amazing. He probably hadn't missed 2 free throws in a row since 7th grade.
48-43. Jones has Morcell in that hostage position. Williams will take it and drive it. Then he lost the handle, and it's out of bounds to LaFamilia. 7:30 showing on the game clock. We play to the 4-minute mark when the Elam ending kicks in. At that point, the game clock shuts down, and we play to a target score.
Two-man game again. Clearing the side, then two on the side. Cauley Stein and
goes right to the ball to get that offensive rebound. What a nose for the ball that time for Willie Cauley Stein.
Willie looks 22 tonight. Look at him. He looks 22 years old tonight. He's bouncing around.
Jones. Matthews gives the Ville a second chance. Lewis, and he gets decked.
Great offensive rebound. Kick it out. Drive it again. Big time pass. What a look. And how about him refusing to be blocked out and kind of slides off the block out and tips it in. His minutes were really limited in Freedom Hall the other night, and he is going for it tonight. Willie Cauley Stein is.
Limited minutes in the game here also.
That's true, in the first game.
16 minutes played.
And we heard he was in a boot on game day on Monday.
And he was yesterday.
So I was really wondering.
Trey Lewis at the line.
For LaFamilia, checking and revived. Andrew Harrison, number 31, James Maynard Bell.
James Maynard Bell checking in.
Fresh 6'5" guys to guard you. Coming in for Kentucky alums.
Lewis cans the free throws to make it 50-45.
They've lived on these two-man games on one side of the floor.
Harrison's pass knocked away. Harrell trying to run it down. Bodies on the deck. Timeout Louisville. Harrison and Harrell. Whew. Man, you'd think $2 million was on the line tonight.
Getting on the floor. Great defense by Louisville there.
6:28 on the game clock. Check this out. On the deck in Lexington. 50-45 with the winningest coach in Notre Dame history, Mike Bray. Put that coaching cap on for us, Mike. Take us through what the two teams are thinking right now.
Well, Louisville's got to continue to guard like they've guarded the last two possessions. They actually got after it a little bit more, and they defended the two-man game with Cauley Stein and Goodwin better. Can they get some easy buckets off that defense? Kentucky's defense has been excellent as well. And now I think you get down to this point in the game, and even into the Elam, can you keep teams from getting second shots? Can you keep people off the offensive boards? Because that is such a killer at the end of a possession.
The referee is checking that shot by Chris Jones, whether it was a 3 or a 2. They're going to leave it as a 3. But Louisville has burned its final timeout.
Yeah, that's interesting. But they are dragging a little bit physically. I mean, I think Kentucky's got a little better energy here from the end of the third quarter through this part of the fourth.
And keep in mind, the Ville, if you weren't with us at the top of the broadcast, they're down two key pieces. David Johnson, Malik Williams unable to play tonight. That's really taxed the rotation.
Those are big losses, and we were shocked when we heard that both of them unable to go. And they're hanging in, but their lack of depth is kind of biting them right now.
Morcell with a slap down from behind.
Ran a little set. Big-to-big screen to get Montrez in a little bit of a one-on-one situation. Darryl Morcell with great defensive hands.
Harrell. That's his first basket since his second quarter dunk at the 3:47 mark.
Let's see if that wakes him up.
Just a three-point spread. 2 minutes of playing time left before the Elam ending. And free throws coming for Archie Goodwin.
Overplaying Goodwin and a great backdoor cut and a heck of a pass by Darryl Morcell to complete that. But Archie Goodwin overplayed, and he goes without it. You know, when you're overplayed, just go without it. Just cut. used to have a phrase, when in doubt, just cut.
Archie Goodwin took some punishment running into the basket support. Getting slammed into it, I should say. Off balance, and watch his head.
Yeah.
So Goodwin goes to the foul line. Just 1 of 4 at the stripe tonight.
He missed 2 last time. That's amazing. Because he has got a beautiful stroke. And you add that athletic ability, size, and wingspan with a skill set, and you've got a heck of a package in Archie Goodwin.
Goodwin has 14 points, hit a couple of threes, make it 15. Archie led LaFamilia with 18 points a game last year in TBT. 2 minutes to go before the Elam ending. And that's going to be an over and back. Lewis stepped down the midcourt stripe, and the ball belongs to Kentucky.
Now we're talking about Archie Goodwin offensively. He's made 2 great defensive plays now with his ball pressure, the steal and layup, and the force of the backcourt violation right there. So he guards too.
You can see why LaFamilia was so excited to get him back in the lineup tonight.
That was a key bus ticket or private jet, whatever they did to get him there.
Uber, whatever it took.
Whatever it took. Well, we heard all the rumors that Montrez was on a private jet from Chicago, and he told Jen, he goes, no, I just drove down, got my mind. It was only 4 hours from Chicago.
Old school.
He's old school.
A minute 53 before the Elam ending. The Kentucky Lums by 5. Winner moves on. Loser eliminated.
2-man game.
Across to Maynard Bell. Harrison against Harrell. 6 on the shot clock. Sidestep.
Nah. Take that first one. Take that first shot. You had that clean look on that first one.
Deep post for Montrez. Spins off Cauley Stein, and a foul.
You know, you look at Montrez now, he's hands on his, you know, he had a little more juice at home on Monday in the 4th quarter, but the home crowd sure egged him on. And he has to do so much for the Louisville alums.
Well, they had a good thing going with Malik Williams, the 2 bigs. They don't have that tonight. 3 on the wing is good by Joseph Lewis.
We are lining up for a heck of an Elam.
I'm telling you. Get the women and children off the baseline for the Elam ending. 52-50.
2-man game.
Goodwin. And here comes Montrez Harrell with a big rebound. Jones gets bumped. Sticks with it. Montrez. Barrels in on Cauley Stein. And a foul.
Willie had really good position, but this strength right here, and he gets you to this point and bumps you off in the reach. The reach is. Yeah. Great execution out of bounds under. Big time screen to get him open for that clean 3-point look. Out of bounds under execution at the end of a game can be such a difference maker.
14-8. Montrez adds the first of 2, and now LaFamilia is going to take a timeout. They have 2 left. We mentioned the Ville has exhausted its supply. 49 seconds left. Montrez blowing kisses to the crowd. We got it all at TBT.
We got it all. Nobody senses the energy of the crowd like Montrez Harrell.
So this is the alumni side of the bracket. The Vegas winners are having at it starting tonight. We've got another game tonight on FS2. Kansas State and Kansas alumni. K-State winning last night. They can close out that series tonight. And then a doubleheader tomorrow featuring Seton Hall and Syracuse, and Wichita State hosting New Mexico. Both games on FS1 tomorrow night. But the winner of this one will move on and will host the alumni semifinal on Sunday. Here's what's coming up. We will be watching FS2 tonight at 8 o'clock. We'll be listening to the Kings of Kansas, Chris Fosters and Nick Baugh.
Oh, and we mentioned earlier Kansas State and Syracuse look really good.
So here's Montrez with that Elam ending looming. Second shot. McNeil had it stripped. Chris Jones. Oh, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty now, Michael. Jones from the top. Cauley Stein clears. For 11-4 run by the Ville. Kentucky looking to take at least a 1 point, maybe a 4-point lead into the Elam ending. Goodwin. He hits it and gets fouled. A 4-point play opportunity.
Worth every penny of the transportation to get him here.
Archie Goodwin.
He gives you that little step back. He rocks you a little bit, gets some space. And again, because of the wingspan, you can't get to the shot. He gets up over the top of you with his release. But what a beautiful tempo to his game. And he's actually sensing the moment.
Just another foul shot, though. And the Ville has it. Down 4. Lewis back to Montrez. We hit the 4-minute mark. Next dead ball sets the score for the Elam ending. Jones, no doing against Cauley Stein. Shot clock at 7. Montrez with a post up and the reach around foul coming on Maynard Bell.
That's the right call. They got the mismatch. And
so we've come to the Elam ending. 3:48 on the game clock. That gets wiped out now. We set the target score at 63. We will play to that number when we come back to Lexington in a moment.
The target score is 63.
Kentucky 55, Louisville 51. Elam ending time, and the target score has been established. We got our first dead ball under 4, so the target score is set. We add 8 points to LaFamilia, so we'll play to that number 63. First team to hit that target score wins the game. No game clock, but the shot clock will continue. And the team fouls, both teams are over the limit. 1 free throw per opportunity the rest of the way.
And I think from talking to veteran TBT coaches, you just want to play without fouling during the Elam. Really make sure you don't let anybody get cheap points from the line.
The target score is 63. And we don't want to confuse anybody, but if our
63, we got it.
Yeah, they've changed it now.
Yeah, okay, we got it.
They had it wrong in the arena, but they have fixed that, and it's going to be the Ville possession. Lewis with a huge 3.
They got a 3 on the same play in the other corner earlier in the 4th quarter. Great execution.
Kentucky needs 8. Louisville leads 9. The intensity ratchets up another notch. Morcell. LaFamilia 6 away.
Daryl Morcell has answered every time they've needed him.
He hit the Elam ender with a dunk here on Saturday. Goodwin with the pressure. Jones claims he got hit in the hand. Barks about it. No call. You got to keep playing. That shot clock's at 10. Lewis. 5 seconds. Harrell for three. Got it!
Oh.
The Ville.
That was really great defense by Kentucky. What a big-time shot by the guy who's played so well through this series.
Tied at 57. Both teams 6 away, and off Cauley-Stein out of bounds. Big-time players shining when the light to the brightest.
Yeah, here's that out-of-bounds under, Bob. They ran it in the same side. They ran the same thing on the other side. 2 threes out of that. And this is an end-of-clock, tough one. But that's a confident young man, and he senses the moment.
Six points shy of the target score. Lewis for three. Matthews, the rebound. Second chance opportunity. Looking for Harrell. Everything above the foul line. Now Jones. 5 seconds. 4. Jones for three. That's no good. Rebound to Jalen Johnson. Out of bounds to LaFamilia.
2 big offensive rebounds by Louisville. But they dodge a bullet, Kentucky, with the step out of bounds. This is a big possession here. 2-man game with Willie Cauley-Stein. Clearing aside.
Harrison. Here's Goodwin. Off the bounce. Chris Jones a rebound. Lewis spots up for three. Down to his knees to get it, Cauley-Stein. Timeout, LaFamilia.
The rebounding sequences now during Elam have gone to another level.
The one thing that coaches that have gone through TBT with the Elam ending plead to their players: don't fall in love with the three ball.
You know, you're right, and everyone gets tighter during this time now. It's my 3rd time experiencing it, and you can get a 2. You don't need a 3. You don't need to be the hero. But guys sense like, man, I hit 2 threes. It's a walk-off. And calm down, fellas. We can take a 2 and play good defense.
Louisville, when they were here Saturday, down 17, rallied to tie the game in the Elam ending, only to lose it on the dunk. Almost the same scenario here tonight. A late rally by Louisville, albeit tonight it was in the 4th quarter, and Harrell's 3 ties it at 57 in the Elam ending.
Game one, just a great out-of-bounds under where Daryl Morsell slips the out-of-bounds, slips the screen, and dunks it for the walk-off. And it's what you love about the Elam. It ends just with great drama.
The winner of this series will face the winner of the Syracuse-Seton Hall series in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Well, either going to be at Freedom Hall or back here at historic Memorial Coliseum. 6 points away. Shot clock at 25 for LaFamilia.
Side out of bounds. Let's see what coach has come up with coming out of this timeout.
John Hood, the head coach of LaFamilia. Michael Baffour, the head coach of the Ville.
Been very impressed with both of them as they prepared their team, and they've got these veteran guys, and they've really known what they're coaching. A lot of experience. Back to the 2-man game with Cauley-Stein and Goodwin.
The Ville fighting through these screens. Morsell got it back. 8, 7, 6 to shoot. Puts it in. 4 points away.
How clutch has this guy been in the 2 games here in Lexington? Fabulous.
Morsell's got 20 tonight. 59-57. Montrezl Harrell faces up on Cauley-Stein. Is fouled. and has to hit 2 free throws.
They didn't run in double, but he was able to catch it deep. But again, with Willie's length, it has bothered him a little bit. Willie's just got his hands on him down low on the last couple plays where he's been able to draw fouls off of Cauley-Stein.
And that is the 5th personal foul on Cauley-Stein. He's got 1 more. There's Michael Baffour, the head coach of the Ville. 18-8 for Harrell. The Ville 6-point shy.
I have been amazed with the veteran guys in this tournament missing free throws. You know, there's been a lot of guys where you go, that's automatic. And they've missed 1, and sometimes we've seen 2 misses.
And you see the free throw story for Montrez. He missed them both, but a rebound, skying to get it, Jalen Johnson. We may look back on that as perhaps the biggest offensive rebound of the game. 3-ball, in and out. They cannot capitalize.
Big time rebound by Daryl Morcell.
Oh, a missed 3 after 2 missed free throws. Kentucky.
He's got the matchup he wants. He's got a big guy.
Baseline drive for Morcell. Turns, goes to the corner. McNeil to the top. Good one for 3. And it's out of bounds to the Ville. How you like the Elam ending now, brother? How'd you like to coach this?
I know. And they had great movement there.
The tension in the Elam ending is extraordinary.
And you know what's great? Fans always stand up in an overtime game when it's close. In the Elam inning, they always stand up. Everyone's standing.
Ville trying to get a bucket. Kentucky's 4 points away. The Ville 6. Lewis lost his footing. Harrell for 3. Jalen Johnson taken away by Cauley-Stein and ahead of the pack. Good one. And the Kentucky alums are 2 points away. Louisville does not have a timeout.
Great rebound by Cauley-Stein. Everybody's crashing. No defensive balance, and you get an easy one.
Kentucky can win it next time down. Must have a hoop here for the Ville. To the corner, and Jones. Shot clock at 14. LaFamilia in the driver's seat. If they get a stop, they can win it with the next possession. Outside to Lewis. He puts it up at the end of the clock and misses. Rebound Cauley-Stein, and now LaFamilia can lock up the series and the Elam ending with a hoop. Knocked away by Matthews.
Timeout.
Well, give Chris Jones a lot of credit. He's played hurt tonight.
He's hurting. He's playing. He's trying.
That's he getting up out of the crouch.
Fabulous defensive possession by Kentucky the last time, and Willie Cauley-Stein the last 2 defensive rebounds in winning time.
The Ville has to get a stop here. Kentucky 2 away. Good one for the win. Got it! And Kentucky moves on. Archie Goodwin back to Lexington, and he returns a hero.
Great ball screen by Cauley-Stein, and Archie Goodwin, after a tough start, delivers.
The Elam ending, there's nothing like it.
Baby, we're coming back to Lexington.
Archie Goodwin was sensational in the second half. They advance on the big board. The placard says LaFamilia.
Well, we talked about him needing a good second half. He had a great second half.
The last 2 hoops for LaFamilia.
Well, here's defensive balance, and again, you know, Cauley Stein comes out of there with it, and they get an easy one because everyone's crashing. But a Cauley Stein securing that rebound is big time. Congrats, coach. Big time. And then a great pick by Cauley Stein and a clean look by Archie Goodwin. The ball screens by Cauley Stein in the second half for Goodwin were fabulous to kind of jumpstart him.
Right here at historic Memorial Coliseum.
And there is Chris Jones limping his way back to the Ville locker room.
What a great atmosphere. And Louisville played great. I mean, they gave themselves, again, 30 minutes before the game, they lost 2 key guys. We found out illness and a little bit of an injury, and they hung right in there.
The scene inside Memorial Coliseum with LaFamilia moving on, winning this best of 3, 2 games to 1. And they will stay at home to meet the Syracuse Seton Hall winner. That will be Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. on Fox as the alumni bracket reaches the semifinals. Kansas State can do the same thing. They can advance with a win tonight over Kansas. And that game is coming up at the top of the hour over on FS2.
Well, I got to believe with a couple of days lead up, this place may be all the way filled to the top at 2 o'clock on Sunday.
Archie Goodwin returns to Kentucky and drills the Elam Ender to push the LaFamilia squad along in TBT and a step closer to the $2 million prize. From Mike Bray and our crew, Bob Rathman saying so long from Lexington, Kentucky.